Hey everyone, welcome to yet another episode of Littlefield University. My name is Zac Coleman, and if there's one thing I love, it is fashion. Once I saw Cindy Crawford, it was game over. I just threw that pacifier out of my mouth and I said, how do I get into this? So today we're talking models, posing, and finally, answers to that dreadful question.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
Ooh, I'm just dying to know. Roll the intro. Check it out. First things first, before you start shooting, decide your focal length. I'm sure most of you have seen this video and it does a fantastic job of showing how drastic it can reduce or enhance someone's features. Focal lengths vary in many sizes from teeny tiny 4mm fisheye lenses to as big as 1200mm zoom lenses, which feels like overcompensation, but that's neither here nor there. The human eye sees focal lengths of about 35 to 50 millimeters, so as you can guess, using something within the 35 to 50 millimeter range will retain most people's natural features in photo and video. However, that also gives you a cheat code if you want to scale back broader features before even setting foot into Photoshop. Doing this ensures better quality photos from the get-go, with less fuss in the editing room. Using a higher focal length like an 85mm, you'll notice that thinner features will even out, while using a lower focal length can assist with slimming wider face types, similar to mine. Even currently, we're shooting with a 15mm prime lens, which closely resembles my face shape. But that doesn't mean that I'm not tempted by a 35 every now and then. Tip number 2, when posing your model, you want to always start by finding the light, and if your model can't find the light, direct them to the light. Light as a medium can evoke an entire spectrum of emotions. It can be harsh, uninviting, invasive. It can soften, seduce, or entice the viewer. It can make a statement, make your models appear more elusive, or give your visuals a pop of dramatics. In our first setup, we aimed our Aperture 600X Pro directly at our model with a Fresnel 2X attachment set to spot, which helps focus the light while reducing spill. For our second setup, I wanted to step away from safe and show you that soft can be sexy as well. We set up our 8x8 butterfly frame on 2 C-stands and added a silk to diffuse our 600X Pro above our model. We went for bright and airy, balanced with abrasive and intimate posing, while also creating additional diffusion from prop sheets. For our last setup, we brought in some new lights, the Nanlite Pavotube 15C. We've used the Nanlite Pavotubes on a few different shoots now, and not only are they user-friendly, but wow, do they pack a punch. We suspended both Nanlites with Mathilini clamps and some extra C-stands we had handy against a black backdrop made with our 8x8 frame from earlier. Remember, light allows you to direct the emotion or feelings you want to evoke with your photo or video work, so use wisely. Tip number 3, give feedback. As a director, that is your job. You can't expect your model to show up and just figure it out. You know the story, you know the emotion that you've set the stage for, now guide them. And don't be afraid to make changes as you go. When I'm shooting my models, there is no question in their minds if I love the shot because I am constantly reassuring them of their decisions based on my direction and my feedback. And also, who doesn't love a hype man? Coming in hot at number 4, exaggeration. Models, if you're watching this, show us every inch of that body. Contort, stretch, bend.
Good job!
Fill every pixel of that frame with the product because sometimes that product is going to be you. When posing your model, make sure that their body is always on the same plane as your focus. That means pushing their arms forward to appear bigger and more dominant in control. I once had somebody ask me how I'm so comfortable posing models. Come here. Let me tell you a little secret. It's okay, you can get a little bit closer. You have to trust your vision and not care what anyone else is thinking about you. Don't be scared to show the model exactly what you see in your mind, even if that means getting on the floor and modeling it yourself. You may feel silly or embarrassed, but I promise you, the shot is always worth it in the end. Trust your inner artist. And last but not least, we have tip number 5, always ask for variety. As soon as that shutter clicks, your model should be already moving to the next pose. Well, no, not that fast, but we don't want to be boring here, people. Do you have props or products you can use? Can you swap wardrobe, hair, or makeup? Can you swap out some lenses to give your models the option to show bigger, more exaggerated movements? Or try shooting your model with something like a macro lens to challenge yourself. Photographers and directors, make sure to keep an eye on your model's speed. Some will give their full run of poses before you've moved on to the next setup. Encourage slower, subtle movements. It can be as simple as shifting their weight from one side to the next, moving into a profile, or even a simple hand in the pocket. Well, I don't know about you, but I get by with a little help from my friends, so here are some quick tips from our LCO team about the dreaded question, what do I do with my hands?
What do you do with your hands when you're on screen?
That's perfect. Also,
You recorded?
The easiest thing to have them remember is their H's. Hips, hands, head, and hold. Get onto one of those, everything will be smooth. So hips, hands together, some around the head, model, or hold something.
Generally, it's good to kind of just do like a little asymmetrical, like maybe you got a hand on a hip and the other hand's doing something else. Maybe you're kind of furrowing your brow a little bit.
When you're directing an actor who doesn't know what to do with their hands, I always try to give them either a purpose or a place. They're putting their hands on something, they're putting their hands somewhere that they don't have to think about it, or you give them something to do with their hands.
There is a great scene in 30 Rock where Alec Baldwin's character is like, can I hold a mug? And then even that feels weird to him, so he's like, maybe I should hold 2 mugs. So that's usually my default, is to just give an actor 2 mugs to hold.
Sometimes I'll just ring them like I'm nervous.
Knitting.
Hey, go wash a dish.
There's the old Three Stooges.
If they're an extra on Law & Order, they're probably moving boxes in and out of a truck while they're being interrogated about the murder of a little girl. Always give them a purpose or a place.
All right, a round of applause for the LCO team. Thank you, thank you. Hey, let us know what you think by leaving a comment below. If you enjoyed the video, do us a favor and give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and of course, click that bell icon to get notifications when we post new videos. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and I cannot wait to see you next time in class. Next time in class. Like, why do I say it like a snake every time?
Please keep that in.